Hey everyone, John here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at an entry long here on crude oil off of the range lows. Entry's at 46.72, and I'm looking for the market to try to come back up towards these highs that we formed up here at 47.04 when the market decided to drop lower. Now, originally we were looking at this saying, well, it's a range and we need to buy low and we need to sell high, and it's still very much a range. It's a very obvious range. But now with the range that we're forming, we had this huge drop that came right at the 9 o'clock open, and then we opened up at the 9 o'clock open, which caused a nice pop higher. So you could argue buying that one, assuming that it's going to fail and push back up. It's a range, breakouts fail during ranges, right? That's just how it works. But the problem is the 9 o'clock open. That makes things significantly more difficult to try to trade around because the 9 o'clock open on crude oil can throw the market all over the place. So instead, I opted to wait a little while and let the market come back if it was going to. In this case, it did come back, and it's almost as if the market is asking the buyers, hey, we're back. Are you still interested? If you're still interested, you'll see the buyers slam back into the market and defend this low. And if they are not interested, you'll see them close underneath that low and continue further down. So given the sentiment and where we are in this situation, I'm looking for the market to rise back up to where that drop happened. The drop started at 47.04. Now, you know me, I don't like putting my target directly on any level, so my target's going to be 47.01. And then the overall stop, really what we're looking for is a floating stop, a catastrophic stop at the moment. Now, that said, this isn't where I'm looking to keep my stop. Because again, just as we said a minute ago, if this does close underneath this level, that is a big red flag, and we need to look to exit very soon. So even though our stop is all the way down here at a 1-to-1, we're not going to leave it down there, right? So in this case, if we get a close underneath the stop, we'll immediately lock in underneath this candle. If we close above, the stop will still probably lock in underneath this candle, but maybe in a little bit to see what the following candles will do. So overall, our stop is down at a catastrophic stop at 46.42. It will move as we get more information from the market, but I'm looking for the buyers to defend this low at 72 to shove the market back up towards where the bear drop happened. And that also happens to line up with the overall range. As we can see, we're stuck in this range back and forth, so we're looking for them to want to go back to the highs. So we'll give the buyers a little bit of time here. Once we get a little more information, we'll be able to lock the stop in nice and tight. But until then, we'll let the trade do its thing, and we'll be back in a little bit. Seeing the buyers pushing aggressively up, we're in an area of resistance. Our stop is locked in nice and tight here underneath 46.65. But with this little minor swing low that we formed down here, they tried to come back to that entry point and failed back to the highs. I don't want to see the low of that broken, so my stop is going to go up to a +2 in this case, so that we can lock out some of that risk. The target's still at 47.01. We've definitely had to wait a decent amount of time for this to actually occur, but this is what we were looking for. We're assuming that the breakout failed. The breakout occurred at the open, so it's hard to trust the initial entry there. So you wait for the market to come back and prove it. Essentially asking the buyers, we're back, do you still want me? And they did. They defended that low very aggressively, turned right back up again, gave us a beautiful risk reward after the catastrophic stop movement, back into a tighter stop, seeing the buyers defending that low, and we drove it back up into our target. So a beautiful run higher, got the target filled, and that is everything that we were looking for the market to do. So that's going to do it for me. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.